Wait a second. Yeah, I don't know if the stream is working, Airwolf. Ben? I can see your comment, but where am I? I'm right here, but where am I? I mean, I'm sitting in my chair, but I'm not there. What's going on? What's happening? Okay. Well, you're getting a view of my office at least. Hello, Galaxy. I'm Chris Pirillo, and you've tuned into another live edition of the Locker Room Daily Reporter, TLDR for short. I put that there so that we could get that out of the way. I can't use my setup in the Play Shop, even though it's a wonderful Play Shop. Unfortunately, YouTube is on the cusp of changing things with live broadcasting setup on their back end. And if there's one thing I've learned over time is you do not want to mess with YouTube's back end. Okay, so we've gotten that out of the way. I can't do it there until YouTube fixes their stuff. Until then, I'm going to be sitting in front of... It's supposed to be, noise, from the TV. Or, does anybody remember the TV? The noise? Oh, I'm sorry, does it need to move? Come on, this is so much better than just the Play Shop. Come on. Would you really rather be just staring at Darth Vader figures? You would? Okay, well, fine by me. I mean, I happen to like it. I just don't think that's going to be the topic at hand. Or is it? It is, kind of, because now that we've beaten the dead horse that is the Pixel 4, which is not quite dead, nor is it equestrian in nature, I thought we'd talk about something that really smashed into my radar this afternoon, an array of announcements in relation to HBO Max, which is the latest streaming service du jour, hot on the heels of PlayStation Vue getting sunset. We have another array of options inside a package that are exclusive to that package. This is, honestly, you want to know where the thumbnail came from for this video? It was literally me doing this. I was like, oh man. So let's just give a brief recap of what we currently have. This is a link that I shared in Discord, just to kind of break down some of the costs that we know of in some of these streaming services at this stage. HBO Max, $15 a month. Forget the $14.99. That's just, it's $15, okay? Netflix, $13 a month. That's our most popular plan. Hulu, $12 a month. And honestly, Hulu I've never really subscribed to, so that's not as... I'm like, okay. Amazon Prime, if you're a Prime member, $8.99 a month or $9. Disney Plus, $7 a month. Very reasonable for the Disney library. And Apple TV, believe it or not, for anybody who ever argued that, Apple's overpriced, $5 a month for the Apple TV Plus service. I don't know really what's in Apple TV that would make me want it. I think that's why they're like, we really don't have anything, but what should we do? How much should we charge? $5 a month. So that's you guys do the math. Open up your spreadsheet if you have one. $15 plus potentially $13 plus $12 plus $9 plus $7 plus $5, and then NBC's also got one they haven't really announced. And then there's CBS All Access, and that's $10 a month. It's crazy. Every day, I swear, every day there's a new lineup, and here's the problem. You may have been accustomed to shows being on one service, but or shows or movies, if another service spins up and those movies are owned by them, they're going to yank them out of any other streaming service and place them firmly within theirs. So, man, it's just incredible, right? It's different, wildly different, or it has been with music streaming services, right? You pay $10 a month-ish to get access to just about every bit of music you might want to listen to, for the most part, and there are, of course, exceptions to the rules. But I would say Apple Music is the same thing as Google Play Music, which is now YouTube Music, and Google still doesn't know how to do music subscription services very well. It's very painful. It's the same as Spotify, on down the line. And it's been different with music. Now, we've got issues where HBO Max is going to be critical if you're a DC fan. I'm not. But if you're a Game of Thrones fan, they announced the prequel, House of Dragons or something like that, showing how the Targaryens, fought each other before, the Song of Fire and Ice played out. And we all know how that ended. An array of other stuff as well, including some exclusives from Adult Swim. And like Rick and Morty for streaming will only be available on HBO Max, which isn't as big of a deal if you have another television service provider, like a traditional television service provider with these, cable packages where you can just record and then DVR it, virtually anymore, but just getting to the content that you want to get to, if it's just that one thing, you are going to be placed in a pain point and potentially having to make a big decision. To me, and I could be way off on this, to me, this could potentially really upend cinema. And I'm saying that because entertainment budget, is limited for a lot of people. And as much as I enjoy movies, I like watching movies. I typically will wait until I can rent them for free, getting a redeem code of some kind, or like for 75 cents. That's how I waited to watch Spider-Man Far From Home. And I'm glad I waited. It was good. It was solid. I enjoyed it. But I'm glad I did not pay $10-20 to see this in the theaters. It's different. So now, instead of going to see a movie in the theater, for the same amount, you can get a month's worth of a good show potentially on any one of these services. And if those entertainment dollars are locked in, and especially as you add more members to your family, like if you have like us, daddy, mommy, and Jedi, that's 3 people. And so going to the movies, I could rent, because I think the idea of buying is long gone. I could rent from all of these services, and it would cost the same amount as seeing one movie in the theater. That's insane. I'm telling you this. How? This is not sustainable. This is not sustainable. Or worse yet, it is sustainable, because the thing is, in order for you to stay within any one of these things, it's not even a lock-in, right? The idea that, you could jump from one service to the next is kind of laughable, because they're not mutually exclusive. You can have more than one service. But the crazy thing is that I think the onus is now more on HBO, Netflix, Disney, Apple, and NBC, CBS, whoever's charging you for these subscription services. The onus is on them to make content that keeps you there, right? And that is not as much of a challenge for, let's say, an entity like Disney, which has the Marvel franchise and the incredible Disney, archives, right? The past library. It's incredible. All the films that they're going to be releasing. And then the new stuff. And then the Star Wars. It's just nuts. For $7 a month, to me, as a Star Wars fan and as someone who's raising a kid, Disney is an absolute, forget it. Until I die, I will be a Disney Plus subscriber. But, for these other services, if we were Amazon Prime members, Amazon Prime would come with it. Amazon Prime is it doesn't really have a whole hell of a lot. It's got some good stuff, but it's not like Netflix. Netflix is one of those things that, especially with a kid, Netflix is a must-have, because the kids' programming, you don't worry about commercials. You can watch seasons. You get every time you tune into Netflix, the kids account, you see an array of stuff that you've never even heard of. What is this? This is brand new. It's nuts. So HBO Max comes along at $15 a month, a beefy $15. And I think to me, that's on the cusp. Because I'm like, they got some stuff in there like Sesame Street, but Jedi's not really into Sesame Street. The new Game of Thrones stuff, might be interesting. Some of the other stuff may be interesting. But in order to keep you, like, in a service and, like, just forget about it, they've got to throw so much value down the pike. Not just new content, old content, like content, right? And I'm just one of these things, and you'd be swimming in it. I mean, you've got so many options right now, but instead of watching a high-quality movie or video series, you're listening to some Yahoo prattle on about how this is just crazy. This is nuts. Like, so what's the threshold, right? Like, for me, Netflix wasn't, a necessary, like a must-have several years ago. I could have easily gone without it. But now I'm like, okay, there's enough content through it, especially for Jedi, that it's like, okay, it's kind of like a write-off. Okay, it's $10, $12, whatever we're paying a month. It's a given. Netflix is now a given. It has firmly entrenched itself as, okay, we have Netflix. That's that. They will continue to produce content, roll out shows, you can binge, all that stuff. But, for services like Apple TV, even at $5, I'm like, there's nothing that's there that I'm like, yeah, I gotta have that. Nothing that I've heard of. Maybe something will come along. And on my radar, this is how I usually find out about shows that I watch. Orange is the New Black, and one example, right? Like, people kept talking about it. Game of Thrones, people kept talking about it. And then I watched it. I'm like, okay, I really enjoyed this series. And that's what pulls me into the actual programming. But it's got to be boffo, like, to keep me subscribed to something. CBS All Access, not boffo, like the opposite of boffo. I watched a couple of episodes of Star Trek Discovery on a flight, and like 5 minutes into the first episode, I was like, I'm gonna be renting CBS All Access at least for a month so I can, like, watch and catch up on Discovery. And I did. But CBS All Access is not offering anywhere near the value for $8 a month compared to, say, a similarly priced Netflix, right? Similar. In the sense that, wow, there's all this stuff that we're able to watch, and there's good stuff. Not to say that Netflix has been the home of amazing content all around, but generally speaking, it's been accessible. They're not going away. They've invested a lot in original programming. I would like to see, if anything, Amazon up its game. I mean, they kind of have it as a tack on or an add-on. I don't know anybody who subscribes to Amazon Prime as a standalone if they didn't already have Amazon Prime, like if they didn't subscribe to it. And that's the way it should be. Like, I think that's a tremendous value. Like, tack it on to something larger. That's an amazing value. And Man in the High Castle, I think, is worth trying Amazon Prime for. That's my opinion. They haven't wrapped with the final season. That will be released real soon. I'll be binging that for sure. We, by the way, have an entertainment chatter channel in the Discord server where some of these things have kind of come up. Disney Plus, I think, is a given. Like, indefinitely, because of the Star Wars stuff. Hello. That ain't going away anytime soon. At all. I think that we're going to see a renaissance in Star Wars thanks to live action content like The Mandalorian or any of the series that they've pre-announced. Apple TV, I think, is going to struggle. Despite its footprint, content's never been their thing. When have they ever produced original content? The exception to that rule is, and this is what's weird. I'm not willing to spend $5 a month on Apple TV Plus. Just not. I've got an iPad. We have Apple TV. I can access it. That's not the question. That's not the problem, right? It's a question of $5 a month. Is it really worth it? Apple Arcade, on the other hand, is worth $5 a month. It's an incredible value. Apple Arcade is a game changer. It is a game changer, and I hope they continue to build that and pump it up. It's exactly the type of video game experience I've always wanted to buy into. Super cheap, super affordable, games that I can jump into, jump out of, have fun, not really feel, like I'm going to lose my entire life to a video game, unlike Cuphead, which I really enjoyed. I'm so happy I beat Cuphead. It's like, I wish they gave out trophies of like, hey, you beat Cuphead here. Here's a trophy. I need one. I need a Cuphead trophy. So, there are certain things that I know I'm going to be sticking with, despite not playing. I haven't played an Apple Arcade game in a few days, but it's like $5. It's like the cost of now a cup of coffee, like a Frappa Crappa that you can get at the local corner Starbucks store or Starbucks wannabe store. So it's a tremendous value for what you get. With content, it's a different game altogether. And video content specifically, different game altogether. And so hopefully pricing will continue to be competitive. I think HBO Max is outrageous at $15 a month. Like Netflix I get, but HBO Max for $15 a month, I guess I don't watch movies or older movies that much, or the shows that they announce, apart from Robot Chicken, which I'd record anyway on a DVR. It's just not, I don't know if I could justify $15 a month for that. Disney Plus, I could absolutely justify $7 a month. Absolutely. It's a given. And I think for me, the price threshold is right around there, like the $10 mark. Like anything around 10, I've got to figure out, am I going to get enough out of it? Now, $5 a month, this is where I say set it and forget it. It's just there. $5 a month. Minus Apple TV, which doesn't have enough for a $5. Like, it's your job. You convince me that it's worth spending $5 on something. So, yeah, I don't know if there's ever going to be a best. I think at the end of the day, we all could very well win despite spending more. Like, I would be just as happy to spend more on stuff that was actually good. And it's the stuff that I don't want to be spending money on that frustrates me, which is what's always frustrated me about the typical packaging. Like, in order to buy into something, you got to spend this much because sports comes with it. I'm like, I don't want sports. I'd probably pay more never to see another sport as long as I live, right? But because of how they bundle, you end up paying for stuff that you just never watch. 99 channels and nothing on, right? And I think those days are moving far behind us. The problem is, careful what you wish for, because you may very well get things that you want, but pay more for. So it's a different kind of complaint. And I would err on the side of I'd rather be paying more for something that I wanted rather than paying less for something that I didn't want. If that makes sense. I mean, it makes sense in my head. Like, why would you pay anything for something you didn't want? Like, anything above $0 is too much for something that you don't want versus something that you do want. And that's where each one of these services has to like come forward with not just, content that's in their library. That's one thing. That's a value, right? Come up with new stuff. Keep me interested. Keep me coming back. Keep that, my Twitter feed just populated with the latest stuff from show X, Y, or Z. That's going to keep me in. That's going to keep me hooked. And I could easily see myself or us, even though we're not anywhere near it right now, spending around $100 a month just on these entertainment options. If there are a plentiful array enough to keep us fed, right? Because if it's not the case, it's just as easy to drop a subscription as it is to pick one up. Like, keep it compelling. And that puts the onus on any one of these streaming providers. Every one of them, right? Raise your prices, fine. I can't complain if you're giving me stuff that I want. I can't complain too loudly. It's when you raise your price and I already feel like I'm not getting my money's worth from it, I'd be concerned. Apple, for example, I'm going to use the Apple Arcade as an example, which I'm a subscriber to, which I would wholeheartedly recommend for anybody. It is an industry-leading option. As far as I'm concerned, Apple Arcade is a grand slam. If anything's going to be a win in the Apple ecosystem, that's it. It is incredible. The gaming subscription stuff that's come down the pike. Xbox, the Xbox streaming game thing just went out on beta on Android devices. I had a chance, Dez from T-Mobile stopped by, ask Dez on Twitter if you're following me. I don't know if Dez is tuned in. He says he was going to briefly, but he stopped by with the beta of the alpha really of the Xbox or the xCloud streaming service. Analog sticks had a little bit of lag, but I'm like, this is kind of the future. Like, this is the way it's going to be. This is the way it's going to go for entertainment, right? and you're going to be paying a subscription service. You're not going to be, I think the days of a la carte are quaintly behind us. We're moving past that stage, and I know some people are freaking out, right? I like physical media. In fact, I've got a dead media closet, nearby. But just the idea that you would be able to access them at any point in time. This is one of the reasons why I fell in love with music subscription services years ago. It was like, yes, I don't want to keep track of CDs anymore. And this was not 1999, but like 2004, 2005. I jumped. I was all in. That was it. I never liked buying a la carte ever. Music, never. Even movies, I just stopped. I just stopped. And so I think the same thing's going to happen. But the shift with all these services, if I'm paying, for argument's sake, and 100 may be an exaggeration, right? But still, if $100 a month goes to entertainment subscription services across the board, whether we're talking video games entertainment or video entertainment or music entertainment, that leaves less for other stuff. And I'm telling you, movies, films, theaters are going to take a hit. Theaters are going to take a big hit. Huge hit, especially for families. Costs how much to go to a theater? I mean, I'm repeating myself, but do you understand what I'm saying? Like, there's only so much pie to go around. And if you've got the convenience of home and the convenience of a home theater, I mean, our TVs are fine. I couldn't even tell you. 720p in the other room, 1080p, I don't care. Like, can I watch the movie? Yes. Okay, I'm good to go. I don't always need to be in the theater. Unless it's Star Wars, that's always going to be the exception to the rule, let's face it. Even some, the Avengers I had to see in the theater, both of the Endgame and Infinity War. I had to see, or not the Infinity Gauntlet, that was the comic. But there are certain exceptions to the rule. It's just that they just get so expensive. And this is great entertainment, not complaining, just a little like, what's going to happen? This is exciting. Like, we're going to be able to pay for things that we want if they're able to provide us the things that we want. Yeah. And they're not mutually exclusive with exclusive content. It's exciting. This is very, very exciting for entertainment. I think it is. Expensive, and like I said, everyone's going to have a different threshold to this stuff. But everyone's got their own favorite shows, right? Like Frasier. I don't think I'd pay $10 a month to see Frasier, but the fact that it's currently on Netflix, I'm happy. I want to tune in and just click. Would I pay for a separate service just for Frasier? No, absolutely not. If it came with other things, when it came with bundles, see, that's the thing. Like, Disney is bundling with Hulu, so it can save you money if you like Hulu. We don't really watch anything on Hulu. Despite I know that there being shows that I would watch. There's just so much entertainment. You can't take it all in. You have to pick and choose. A la carte, it's going to eat us alive. And we will enjoy it every step of the way. Because if all our friends are talking about something, what are we going to be doing? Well, you want to be in on the conversation. You can't be sitting out. Like, if everyone else is talking about the Dark Crystal Age of Resistance and you haven't watched it yet, what the hell's wrong with you? Like, seriously, what's wrong with you? You should be watching. Don't listen to me. Go watch that show. Go watch it. Now. Start it. It's on Netflix. Oh, you don't have Netflix? I don't know what to tell you. Guess you're just not hip with the culture, you know? What, you got a little rabbit ear antenna on your TV? If they still work, which they don't. Anyway, Jujovic, I can't read the username from here and I can't zoom in on the screen. A quick Star Wars question, hypothetically, if you were to get a Star Wars tattoo, what would it be and where? I don't know. I'd probably go with a symbol, whether it would be the Jedi symbol or like the rebellion or resistance symbol. I'd vacillate. Actually, the Jedi symbol would probably be cool because our daughter's name's Jedi. That would be pretty neat. Oh wait, hang on. I'm scrolling back a little further. And Space Raptors Infinite says, so let's start off with some Star Wars theories and or head canons. Oh, that's hilarious. We know that whatever tried swallowing R2-D2 is some kind of dragon, sort of dragon. We don't know what the whole thing looks like. No, I don't think we do. Not even in the new Creatures book that was out. You thought the background was a telephoto shot of a zebra taken with a Pixel 4. Nope. Definitely not. It's like, it's white noise. I was in one of PewDiePie's latest videos. Yes, I was the old guy with the white beard who broke it. That was me. That was me. That's true. That was me. If you missed it, it's now my claim to fame. I've been in a PewDiePie video. Who can say that? Honestly, on this planet, who can say they've been in a PewDiePie video? Anybody? Anybody who uses the TV to babysit the kids will choose Disney. It's a competitive price with lots of family-friendly content, says Skookum Trooper. Netflix is also pretty competitive. I think Netflix is a very solid competitor to Disney Plus. Between the two, if you had to choose between the two, yeah, I think Disney would win, certainly for its wide array. But Netflix, I gotta tell you, has been pretty darn solid as well. Food Network's Kitchen is $4 a month for live cooking classes. See, that there's a value there, right? You're learning. If that's what you're totally into, that's $4 a month. It's a cup of coffee. The problem is how many cups of coffee can we drink before we're like drowning in coffee? Do you feel me? I think you do. The only thing you ever tune into Cartoon Network for is Dragon Ball Super. Never watched it. See, that's the thing. So many shows that I might want to watch, I will never get to because I'm too busy doing a million other things. If I'm not doing this, I'm doing something else. I'm working during the day, right? Or I'm streaming at night. And then after I'm done here, I don't know what I'm going to do. I might play some Tetris 99. Again, I've been having fun with that, but I can't stream it. So I don't have the converter to connect out to the internet to have you guys. I could point a camera towards the screen, but that's not really optimal, I don't think. I could try that, I suppose. It would be a little sloppy, but, since when did I care that much about production? Let's see here. Good thing about Amazon Prime is Doctor Who episodes in the Grand Tour. Doctor Who episodes are moving to HBO Max. Just telling you. If Apple TV bundles Apple Music, that could be interesting. It is. And YouTube did the same thing. YouTube TV and YouTube Premium, whatever the hell they're doing. It used to be YouTube Red. And for $15 a month, you got no ads on YouTube. You got free super chats to your favorite people. And if you didn't know that, you could do it. I think you get $5 a month free super chat if you're a YouTube Red member. And so it's like if you're watching me and you're YouTube Red or YouTube Premium and you haven't used your $5 a month, I think you get a $5 credit. You could use it right now. Hint, hint. No one here, I'm sure, is YouTube Premium. But with that, you also get Google Play Music / YouTube Music for $15 a month. I'm like, that's reasonable. What I need Google to do is combine that, and maybe they will, with the YouTube TV service. And again, to bundle it all together, because if they don't, and let's say Apple does something where, okay, Apple Music, which does have an Android app, Apple Music, and Apple TV, and Apple Arcade, and Apple this, and Apple that, they bundle it all together, like, hey, you could have a la carte, or you spend a little bit more and you get a lot more. So this, to me, it's a huge win. These subscription services, as much as people in the old world nerds have whined about this for years, like, no, I want to install my own software and I want to own the software. Well, A, you don't own the software. You've only got a license to use it. And B, that's just the way it's going to be. We're just going to rent access to these services. So I've been far ahead of most in that sense. But the bundling, especially the Googles and the Apples and potentially the Amazons, I think could make some huge moves and save us money. Be competitive. And that's the thing. Consumers always win when there is more competition. So you'll never hear me complain about there being too much competition. If you hear me complain, it's like, I want to watch all the things. But I can't. I'm like, I got to be able to justify the cost. I got to be. So yeah, it would be interesting if Apple TV bundles Apple Music, Dennis. I do agree. I don't know if that would necessarily have me picking it up outright. They would have to make it incredibly, more compelling. Angel, let it go, dude. Let it go. No one cares. You pay a yearly price for CBS All Access, and I get Prime. He was telling everybody that he uses an iPhone. I'm like, come on, dude. Like, that's not even close to being on topic. And B, again, nobody cares what phone you use except for you. I guarantee there's not another human being outside of your family that cares what phone you use. You pay a yearly price for CBS All Access, and you get Prime with your cell service. Okay, that's cool. See, that's bundling, packaging, working together, right? Duff's Bids asks, what do you think of the third season of Man in the High Castle compared to the other seasons? I liked it. I liked that they're starting to reach out, like it's going somewhere. Like, it was really confusing at the beginning, but like the third season, I'm like, okay, it was different. Like, the second season really had an impact, but then the third season was setting up for something really bizarre. So I'm very much looking forward to the fourth season. Let's see here. Leaf Grahamson says, isn't this a future of renting everything, owning nothing? And many titles vanish due to legal rights issues. Yeah, but what are you going to do? I mean, honestly, what are you going to do? I mean, you're stemming the tide, dude. That's, it's not even you can't beat them, join them. It's just the way it's going to be. Renting for access. And honestly, given the convenience of it, I'd rather rent. I'd always rather rent. Always. Unless it's a Star Wars collectible, then I'd rather own. Who wants to rent a Star Wars collectible? Dennis notes, one thing to think about, humans are interesting. Once we have too many options, we get weird. We may end up with too much content to choose from, and we don't watch anything at all. Honestly, that's kind of where I am. Like, I'm just... like, okay, there's a lot that's there, and if I start something, I got to commit to watching it. And like, do I really feel like watching it? I don't know. I'm like, I go through phases. Like with the news, like I'll go through phases where I'll just digest everything, eat it all up. But then I just get burnt out on the news. I get burnt so quickly, and so I'm like, okay, I don't want to watch the news anymore. So yeah, it's interesting. Content is not going to slow down. We're going to have more of it, and count ever so carefully on our inner circle to help us dictate what we watch next. And I still haven't seen Breaking Bad. HBO Max has more content. Yeah, but who cares if you have more? If it's more that I don't want to watch, it's more that I don't want to watch. It's not about how much you have. It's about having the thing that I want. That's kind of the bottom line. Prime credit goes to you, man. Thanks. Raymond Berenger, you're on YouTube Premium. Time is money, literally. It's too many ads now. I'm telling you. YouTube Premium is the best for YouTube because I don't put up with ads. And let me tell you, you have a kid, and YouTube Premium is an absolute must. Because no ads. No one's going to put up with ads. That it totally makes the subscription worthwhile. It just gave you my Prime subscription. Keep up the good work. How'd you do that? Oh, on Twitch? Twitch, you get a free Prime subscription. I think, right? Sorry, I'm checking my notifications. I should never do that. You should never ever do that. In a subscription-only future, certain games, consoles, DVDs, VHSs, HD DVDs, Blu-rays will go crazy in value. Thousands of video games are already only playable via original media and hardware. Yeah, more for the cartridge days. DVDs, likely. VHSs, sure. It's possible. It is entirely possible. Entirely. Yeah, Jordan, we have done YouTube Kids before, but I don't know. I don't like YouTube for Jedi, and I don't like YouTube Kids for Jedi. I like at least Netflix, because even kid-friendly content, yeah, man, I don't know, I've watched it and thought, this is, I mean, I know parental guidance and everything, but like, there's some weird stuff that even happens in the kids' world, like way weird stuff. Yeah, Twitch, you do get a Prime thing, and Nico Crank, I see that you just followed me on Twitch, so thank you for that. So it is true, you do get you get a free subscription. You have to renew every month on Twitch with Twitch Prime or Amazon Prime, and YouTube Premium, you get a $5 a month credit. So it's like, it depending on how much you watch, right? Or live video you watch on YouTube. If you're paying $15 a month, $5 of that can go directly to one of your favorite creators. Like, it's true. It's free. Like, it's just a nice kind of thing that YouTube, they just don't make it very public. They don't make it very visible. And they could, and they should, but they don't. And they probably never will, because YouTube hates you. What do you want me to tell you? I was watching the Twitter feed, and Pixel Dan was saying that they're going to cut off notifications for toy content, come January. So it's crazy. Like, the changes that they're making for creators is really, it's maddening, actually. Maddening. Oh, I gotta tell you something. Yesterday, I don't know, for some reason, Mr. Roboto was like stuck in my head. And so I was playing it, Jedi didn't think anything of it. Then we got in the car, and she wanted to listen to Hostiles on the Hill. And I'm like, oh, but just let's listen to this one first, right? Like Mr. Roboto, right? So we listened to it. The day goes on. Not a big deal. I mean, like, we're talking like, like doing errands. And then late at night, as we're going to bed, lights out. Like, this is several hours later, right? Like a whole, almost, so long. As we're going to sleep, she starts singing, Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto, Domo arigato. I'm like, I successfully earwormed Mr. Roboto. That was a huge dad win. So yeah, I got Jedi kind of hooked on it, so I can play it again and she'd like it. So I'm like, yes. Next one I gotta try to do is Come Sail Away. Right? The music where you actually understood the lyrics, right? Sticks for the win. Do I think, asked Jacob Martin, YouTube would ever bundle YouTube TV with Stadia? That would be worth it. See, I think so. See, the more they throw down the pike, the more they have a chance to bundle. Stadia is and xCloud, I think, are definitely services that will vie for my attention. I don't know if I'll stick with Stadia. I don't know if who's going to give me the most value for my money in terms of the games that I want to play. I'm more inclined to pay $5 to Apple Arcade than I would say the same amount to Stadia, because the games that I would want to play are more on Apple Arcade than they would be offered right now through Stadia. That could very well change. A big boon, I think, for Stadia, and I do have mine on pre-order. I'll be streaming into the Chris Pirillo Plays YouTube channel. Trying these games pretty much for the first time using Stadia. That's the biggest value I see in Stadia. As a streamer, being able to live stream gameplay, in real time using Stadia, I think that's not to be underplayed. That is a tremendous value specifically for content producers. Specifically. Let's see here. Background is so poltergeist. Yeah, it is. Yeah, they're here. That movie messed me up as a kid. Boy, actually, that movie, I gotta tell you, that movie got mom to cancel HBO. As a kid, we had HBO, right? It was a cable special, whatever. That movie messed us up. And speaking of scary movies, tomorrow I'm going to be doing the Wednesday live stream for Intel, and I'm playing Dark. DARQ. I'll be playing that live. I guess it's a couple hours run through, and the developer is going to be in chat. So tune into the Twitch channel. Now, oops, I forgot. I don't have the macro here. I've got too many systems set up. Okay, live.pirillo.com. Let me delete that. Live.pirillo.com. That redirects to the Discord server. Join that. You get notifications. Of course, follow me on Twitter. You get notifications, all that stuff. But Discord is where things are happening. Not constantly necessarily. Here, let's move Entertainment Chatter to the top. And Star Wars Radar, Geek Culture, Retro Fun, Dad Jokes, and Nom Noms. Nom Noms is a fun... I'm surprised. People are actually posting in the Nom Noms channel there. Including Dennis telling me about this Cosmic Crisp Apple thing. So, anyway, I'll be streaming Dark tomorrow. in preparation for Halloween. Next week, note, I will not be live streaming on Monday and Tuesday. Will not be doing any live streams. I'll be in Discord, of course. Monday and Tuesday, no streams. I may have to remember to say that again for the rest of this week, but that's a thing. So do not, if anybody asks and anybody here remembers, no streams, no TLDR Monday and Tuesday. I got other things I gotta buckle down on. Should children watch TV at all, or is it a babysitter? I think it's too much of a babysitter, honestly. I don't like, even though Jedi watches it sparingly, I when I see her watching something and I say, can we do another activity, even especially when she's eating, I'm like, can we try something else? Can we talk to one another? Can we read cereal boxes? Can we do something apart from watching TV? The good news is Diana spends a lot of time with her. Like today was, like an English class, and then a Halloween activity, and then another Halloween activity. And now they're out at getting a free Whopper. Actually, give me a second. Okay, hang on just a second. Speaking of, I haven't eaten dinner, so since they're at Burger King. Oh, McDonald's, did you know, is going to have Star Wars Happy Meals? Now they just need vegan food and I'll be happy. Can you bring me home a Impossible Whopper, please? Because I need it. We have plenty of food right now, but come on. I know they're at Burger King. I know they are. I can smell it. I can smell it from here. So, you're going to be in the hospital? Sorry to hear that, dude. Got it? You're great. Growing up, you had cable for free. Oh, that's not bad. Free, like I said, free content, free entertainment, man. I wouldn't turn that down. I mean, who would? It's free. And when it's free, it's free. That's good. When it's free. It's when it's not free, and then it starts adding up. So I'm saying it's crazy. All the subscription services. I think Microsoft, with the game stuff, could pull out ahead. Google, with general entertainment, could pull out ahead. Apple, I'm not so sure about. I think this is Google and Microsoft's game. I'm not sure about Apple yet. I'm not sure. I can be wrong. Happy to be wrong. But I think this is Google and Microsoft's games because they get services more. Apple? Yeah. They may get there eventually. Maybe just not right now. Am I going to buy the McDonald's Star Wars toys? Heck yeah! What? Heck yeah! Why wouldn't I? Who wouldn't? I'd walk in and say, yes, I would like a Happy Meal toy. All that you have. Thank you. I don't even know what they're going to be yet. And I'm like, yes, I will take them. There's actually, I tweeted out from Star Wars Radar the other night, there is hang on. There's a new set of, let's see if I can get to it. There's a new set of Hasbro toys that look like chip clips. They're called Battle Bobblers, I guess. But they look like chip clips. I'm like, are these chip clips? And someone says, no, they're not, but thank you for the idea. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And then there's going to be Star Wars cereal. Funko's going to make, you know how they do fun cereal, like the Cuphead cereal? There's going to be Star Wars Funko cereal, and each one comes with cereal, real cereal, and a t-shirt. I'm like, ah! So there's the next collection, Star Wars cereal. One to open and eat and wear, and the other to collect the boxes for. Well, that's crazy. Those are 3 of them are Walmart exclusives. Because I think there's a Vader one too. I don't know if that's Walmart exclusive. There's Trooper. It says Trooper. What does it say? Hang on. I suppose I can move the window a little closer to my face. Give me a second. Trooper Frosted O's. Crispy Yodas. I can't see what the Boba Fett thing says. I think it's just Funko Boba Fett. Star Wars cereal. I do not like The Walking Dead. I haven't even watched it, but I'm like, zombie thing, and I heard that the final season kind of went sideways. I'm like, I'm good. I'm good. I'm okay. So, I think I've covered just about everything that I was hoping to cover for tonight's TLDR. Tiller. So thank you for joining for this conversation, if you will. Just me kind of like saying, what are we gonna do? Look at all this stuff. This is the biggest thing on my radar, like huge. So I'm just telling you, I'm winding down. Any further questions, feel free to throw them out. But as of right now, I'm not saying I'm mentally checked out, but like I am good to go. Give me a second. Let me make sure Diana's gonna bring home. Oh, she's not even looking at her phone. Come on. Diana looks at her phone 24/7, and then when I text her, she's like, nope, didn't see it. Diana's the person that you text and she doesn't text back, and then she texts you and expects an answer immediately. I'm like, that's not how it works. This is a two-way street, by the way. You collect Star Wars figures like some people collect Pokemon cards, which I want to do. Yeah, I never got into Pokemon. There's an extension on Twitch that lets you set up like a collectible card game for your subscribers or your members or your followers on Twitch. I'm like, oh, that's cool. I mean, I know I need to do Twitch more. Stadia is not going to help that at all because Stadia is all connected to YouTube, certainly, not necessarily to Twitch. But, you know, I still don't know how I'm going to be streaming Jedi Fallen Order or where I'm going to be streaming Jedi Fallen Order. Yeah, I'm going to have to call her. Like, you're making this relationship impossible. Burger. Disney's rumored to be doing Star Wars on Ice touring show. Thoughts? I will go. I will get tickets for that. I absolutely would. The closest thing we have right now is the Robot Chicken episode. If you watch that, of Disney on Star Wars on Ice, and I can't remember what it was called. It was pretty funny. Of course, it's Robot Chicken. I'm a fan. I was a fan from like episode 1 of Robot Chicken. Rick and Morty, I waited and then I watched. I'm like, okay, yeah, it's an okay show. I know how some people are fans, but like, I'll watch it. I'm waiting for the next season, but it's like, it's one of those weird shows. Good show, good, but like still kind of like it's way out there, dude. Way out there. How come the icon disappeared from me supporting? It's not automatic subscription through Red? I don't think so. Subscribing, I think, no, if you subscribe, it should be a subscription permanently. If it's a super chat, it's just a one-time thing. You get $5 a month. I don't think subscriptions work through Red that way. I could be wrong. But I believe that's the case, Paul. Which Spider-Man was the best? Maguire, Garfield, or Holland? You know, as much as I really like Maguire, I did like that arc a lot. I'm gonna have to give it to Tom. I'm a fan of the MCU. Sorry, not sorry. Spoiler alert. Watched it the other day, and like at the end, I'm like, wait a minute, that's J. Jonah Jameson. They pulled him in from Sony. Hang on, whoa. This isn't the MCU. This is like Marvel. And wait, it's not Sony. This is Disney. Not like, wait, what? But it was him. It was the guy. The guy who plays J. Jonah Jameson from the Maguire series. What's the actor's name? Right on the tip of my tongue. Anyway, that was a total like, whoa. Never got into Bob's Burgers. I tried. I've tried so hard to get into some of these shows that people love. I've tried. And I'll watch an episode like The Office. I've watched episodes. I enjoy it. Or Parks and Rec. Like I've watched episodes and I get it enough, but not like enough to like, I have to binge this everything. Schitt's Creek. I have binged on Netflix and they just released season 4. That's been pretty, I've enjoyed that. I don't know why. I enjoy some shows and not others. And it's not, I like a good cartoon, but Family Guy, it's hit or miss. Simpsons, I fell away from years ago. Maybe I'll pick up The Simpsons again now with the, honest, I'll tell you what it is. This is what it is. These shows, Netflix ruined me. And maybe this is a good way to end this, right? Hey, 3D Printing an RC with Heath, and you with the world's longest username. Netflix ruined me. Because, even with Star Wars, I did not watch the Clone Wars when it aired because it was just impossible to keep track of. Like the DVR wasn't what it is today. You know, it was very challenging to catch. And Netflix, you know, with its bingeability and you know, easy to watch seasons, to sit down and be able to watch through a season without, you know, any kind of clutter. I gotta tell you, that is an incredibly compelling value. Because, you know, if I'm kind of in the mood, like, I'll be in the mood for, like I was mentioning with news, like, I'll be in the mood to watch news, but news is so contemporaneous, right? You know, watching last week's news is kind of like, well, if you didn't see it over the past 3 days, there's no point. But like shows, I'm more inclined to sit and watch 5 episodes of Family Guy. I haven't watched South Park since season 3, I think. I fell away from that hard. Like it was there and gone. And I'm like, okay, I fell away so hard. South Park, I think, is going to be on HBO Max too. They're taking a lot of Comedy Central and Cartoon Network stuff, but it's kind of like, and then when you fall away from it for so long, it's kind of hard to kind of pick up. Save it for tomorrow. Netflix ruined me. That's funny. Yeah, Frasier's one of those shows I could fall asleep to. Haven't watched BoJack yet. I guess BoJack's final season's coming up as well. See, I know I need to, like, there's so much I have to watch that I want to watch, that I'd like to watch, but just getting to it and the easy access to it is just like, do I love the show that much? Do I want to watch the show that much? I'm hoping that with this kind of a getting away from traditional network television will help me, you know, get back into the shows that I once enjoyed watching, and just stopped. I just altogether, because then it's a disorganized mess. Like, I missed a season, or I missed an episode, and I don't get this, that, or the other thing, right? I just didn't stay. You know, up to date with the things that I enjoyed. I just fell away from a lot of that stuff. Like I said, even with the Clone Wars, I was only able to watch the Clone Wars because of Netflix, and I was like, and that was the way I watched it. It was huge. It's a great thing. The Clone Wars on Netflix or even Disney Plus, wherever it's going to be going, is an absolute must watch. Absolute. Outstanding stories, outstanding character development, animation for the time. If you watch it now, like if you watch it like back to back with Rebels, it's like, whoa, Clone Wars is kind of really blocky by comparison, but it was the product of its time. It was great. For what it was, for what it is. Silicon Valley is good. That would probably be something. That would be. There's a lot of feathers in HBO Max's cap. That would probably be one of them. But I would need something like, you know, for $15 a month. It's got to be a gigantic, like, there's something new every month. Like, if I got something really good every month, I probably could justify $15 a month. Like one good show once a month, or a good movie or something, right? Not just access to anything that I wouldn't necessarily want to watch. Like, I mean, I could have a million movies, like, yeah, they all sound good, but, you know, there's shows that I have not. The Office, I could probably binge on, and probably should, but I've seen enough. I'm like, I like it, but then it starts getting a bit repetitive for me. I enjoy it. I get the characters, but it's hard to, I don't know. I wish I could explain. We all see entertainment differently, I guess. How about Star Wars Rebels? How about it? It's awesome. I really miss Star Wars Rebels. It had a slow start, but it took off towards the end. It's like families. Rebels was like family. Which is why I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it immensely. Different from the. I mean, they had its own flavor. Different from Resistance, certainly, and will absolutely be different from the Mandalorian for sure. So much Mandalorian hype, dude. So much Mandalorian hype. Oh, so much. Like I said, there's so much solid entertainment. I don't even know. Like I said, I don't know what I'm going to do. Like tonight, after we wrap TLDR, I'm not going to be streaming a game right now. I want to do Twitch after shows, but it's at a weird time, and like doing TLDR is certainly a focus, and I know I'm going to be gaming a lot, potentially a lot, with Stadia, which is upcoming, and that'll probably be into YouTube. So then the question is, well, where does Twitch fit in? How do I fit in time for that? Well, I'm doing a lot of that with Intel, and right now it's just once a week. I'd like to be able to do it more than once a week through Intel, but, you know, we shall see. So anyway, okay, I've definitely said a lot. Well, maybe I didn't. Lucky Mezican, thank you. I'm assuming, I hope that was a free super chat from you on YouTube Premium. If that's the case, thank you. Even if it wasn't the case, thank you very, very much. I do appreciate it. So I guess you don't get $5 free, you get $4.99 free. Still, that's it. I'm telling you, it's an incredible deal. Incredible. So thank you. I appreciate that. It's very, very helpful. Believe it or not, that is incredibly helpful. Because seriously, you don't understand, like, that like, it pays for coffee. I mean, it's like everything goes somewhere, right? This keeps me going all day. It pays for the coffee. The Office, best show ever made. Didn't watch the BBC or the UK version. Even the shows that I've enjoyed, I've never necessarily enjoyed every episode, but I've enjoyed them. You know, and honestly, I think maybe that's what I'm more of a casual consumer in that sense. Like, I could watch the IT Crowd and way back in the day and enjoyed it, or I can't say I got all the way through Scrubs back in the day, but I think when Zach Braff popped off, I was kind of done with the show. But, you know, I've watched enough of certain shows to say, oh yeah, I would enjoy that, but not enough to have to watch every episode. And there's certain ones that I can't say that I think I'll ever watch all of. Bob's Burgers being one of them. I want to like it so badly, because there's some times that I'm just like, okay, that was pretty funny, but it's just not enough for me. It's not enough. I don't know what it is. Kaminsky Method? Okay. All right. Well, I will take that under advisement. Friends, yeah, it's a classic. I can't say I grew up with it, but it was in college. I was just younger than the Friends crowd, right? It was a different era. House, I enjoyed. Did not watch all of it, but I did catch a lot of the House episodes and enjoyed House also immensely. Even in the later years, certainly. Do I think Disney Plus will show movies that they would not release on DVD or something like Song of the South? It's possible. It is entirely possible. There's some dude. You want to go on a trip? You want to talk about stuff that'll never air? Disney had a cartoon on venereal diseases. This isn't a joke. This is not a joke. I'm not kidding. You can Google it. It's on YouTube somewhere. Disney had a cartoon on it. I kid you not. I'm not. I swear I'm not making this up. I swear I'm not making this up, dude. I swear I'm not making this up. Speaking of not making it up, it is about an hour into this broadcast. Thank you very much for joining me for TLDR. I have no idea what tomorrow's topic is going to be. I'm happy that you were able to sit through today's topic with me. Very, very grateful. Thank you again for the super chats. Feel free to join us, of course, in Discord, which is at live.pirillo.com. Oh, here, I'm going to key in the link again. I wish I could, hit the up arrow. But that's not how chat works. That would be weird in chat. On a command prompt, not so much. Thank you. I love you. I appreciate you. And at this point, I'm going to leave you to your own devices, and may the force be with you.